Hello, this is Dr. Rhadi Ferguson, and welcome to today's issue of Coffee with Rhadi. I would like to share with you something that is very important, something that you should keep at the forefront of your mind as you scale and climb the ladders of success. In life, a lot of us are really geared towards chasing our dream, making the things that happen in the recesses of our mind a reality. We are keyed upon making a lot of money, acquiring goods, land, wealth, amassing these things in order to pass them on to our children and our children's children and our loved ones. All these things are very important. But while you're doing this, you need to make sure that you pay attention to something that I call the kickball phenomenon and its effect on individuals. See, when I was coming up, I was very blessed. I was blessed with some base athletic talent that I was able to merge and marry with hard work and dedication in order to see the fruits of my labor manifest themselves in championship rings, watches, titles, teams, Olympic team, Pan Am teams, etc. I was pretty blessed. I've also had the opportunity to attend the prestigious Howard University to receive my undergraduate degree and my master's degree. And then while training for the Olympics, I went to Kickball University and was able to finish my PhD. I've done some things that put me in a small population of people. Some would say the elite population, if you will. But I don't forget the kickball phenomenon and its effect on others. See, when I was in grade school, I went to Oak Grove Elementary in Miami, Florida. I remember when we were on the playground, we used to pick teams for kickball, and the PE teacher would choose two captains, and the captain would then select one person, and then the other captain would select another person, and they would do this until the numbers paired all the way down until what we call the last pick. See, kids are so caught up on playing the game, they never really understand or take the time to empathize with the person who was picked last. See, that person who was picked last, they feel a certain way. That person who was picked last always feels a sense of anxiety when it's time to play kickball or basketball. That person who was picked last always feels like they're not included. That person who was picked last doesn't really feel like they have any friends, because some of you know that even if you weren't the best player, if you were somebody's friend, they put you on their team. See, we go through life and we don't understand the effect that the kickball phenomenon has on people. We alienate people and we don't try to include them. We try to exclude them. We say, oh, that person's a different color. Oh, that person doesn't make enough money. Oh, that person is not of the socioeconomic status. Oh, they don't come from this town and they don't have that background, etc. They come from a one-parent home. Oh, that person's adopted. I know her family and I know how she was raised, so we don't want to deal with those people. Listen, all you are doing is allowing the kickball phenomenon to continue. Somewhere, at some time, you have to develop a mindset of inclusion and not a mindset of exclusion. See, even if you look at the educational process, and you look at the bell curve of education, on this particular side, you have the children who need extra help. Those children have, in the 60s and 70s, they were diagnosed as, they use the word retarded, but we don't use that word anymore. They use the word disabled. We don't use that word anymore. These are the individuals who need extra help. They are special population. They need extra help. This is your needs-based community here. These people in this area are always trying to move to the middle part of the bell curve. This is what you would call the normal kids, okay? The kids, what they say, in the regular class, okay? Now, through the process of inclusion, the people who need help always want their kids to be included with the normal kids. The parents of the normal kids always want their kids to be with the talented and gifted kids. And the talented and gifted parents and their kids always are telling people from the normal side, no, 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 we don't want you over here. See, everybody is always trying to move to the right to be included. But the people on the left are always pushing back because they want to exclude you. Now, here's the problem. People who are trying to be included believe that inclusion is the answer. The same way that during the civil rights movement, the push was towards integration, because the laws on the books were separate but equal, but things were separate but they weren't equal. When integration happened, and that now the people were together, but it still was not equal. Even if you look on the books, you'll see that based upon race, based upon gender, sometimes certain groups of people make different amounts of money, and things aren't necessarily equal. Things will never be equal until we as a people take a stance of equality, and we as a people take a stance of inclusion. This starts at home. I'm all for going out in the street and marching and doing those particular things. But what you have to do is you have to personally walk around during the day understanding that you carry that kickball phenomenon with you because you were a part of it. Because if you grew up like I did, you played kickball, and either you were the first pick, or the first couple picks, or you were the middle pick, or you were the last pick. But no matter what pick you were, you recall what it felt like to get picked where you got picked. Now it is important for you to understand what it feels like when you didn't get picked where you got picked. So I remember there's a guy that I grew up with, and he thanked me on Facebook for helping him out. Some kids were beating on him on the bus. I don't want to mention his name because I don't want to embarrass him. He thanked me after I got on Facebook. He emailed me and thanked me for stepping in and intervening that day when he was on the bus getting beat up. I think I was 14 years old when this happened. But he was the kid that used to get picked last. He was the kid that was disenfranchised. He was the one that nobody wanted to hang with. He was the one that has the long-lasting psychological scar of the kickball phenomenon. So understand that, and this is the beautiful thing I like about sports. So even the Bible talks about the first shall be last and last shall be first. But the great thing about sports is when you play sports, whether you tennis, golf, track, or football, there's always somebody better than you. And there'll be a day when you're first, and there'll be a day when you're last, and there'll be a day when you win, and there'll be a day when you lose. So it will provide you with perspective about what it feels like when you win and what it feels like when you lose, so that you can govern yourself with class. This is Dr. Ferguson. This is today's version of Coffee with Rhadi. I encourage you to understand the kickball phenomenon and its effect on your life and its effect on the lives of others that you meet. Take care and have a super fantastic day. Y si te vayas, vaya con Dios. Te los suave.